Hello, Princess, and welcome, members of the court. The ship is at St. Croix, so we're gonna go ashore. We arrived about 8 o'clock. All aboard is at 5:30. That's what it says, right? Yeah, 5:30. Not a problem for me. I will not be staying that long. We will be in the town of Frederiksted. I will confirm that, but I think that's where we are. All right, let's head to the gangway, which I think is forward, and ashore we go. All right, gangway deck 4, one more. And we are greeted with a plastic curtain. Ugh, yuck. It is a breezy day on the pier, so I turned the auto wind reduction off. It's on. So I don't know what I sound like, but if I sound like a garbled mess, no, I have not had anything to drink today. It is the weather. That's it. All right, here we are, and let's get a shot of the Valiant lady, shall we? Beautiful view of the Valiant lady. Never really realized these ships have a very round front. I've driven by in the causeway, but I never stopped. And just to observe, take in. It has warmed up, yes, definitely, from the nice, cool, rainy breezes this morning. Typical Caribbean, I suppose this would be. Oh boy, look at that water. Maybe one day we'll go to a beach, but I've been to too many beaches. I did no research into Frederiksted, St. Croix, so probably just gonna amble about and see what there is. Kind of like Bonaire, just got down and wandered around. And anyway, it was kind of nice. Well, of course, there's always chickens. I guess we'll go this way, walk along the water for a bit, and yeah, I see a bunch of stuff. I mean, there's vendors here, and there's people forward, and okay, there's that. If I had a 360 camera, yeah, it would be attached to like a backpack or something, and I would be doing the GTA view walk around here. But maybe sometime. It is quiet, but there's only the one ship in port, and I guess all the beach resorts are like far away from here. We're just walking around, and here on this beautiful Caribbean island, I guess is the perfect time, oh boy, to talk about trains, specifically high-speed rail in the US. And let's start talking about California high-speed rail, which is doomed. It's not going to work. They're going to spend these tens of billions of dollars, and it's not going to amount to anything. Here's the thing. If it does become a little teeny bit of a success, let's just say if it starts to gain traction, the airlines will put it out of business. Very simple. And they will do that by making it much easier and faster to simply fly by colluding in a very open way. Okay, there's not going to be any backroom deals or anything like this. They'll just align schedules with some bigger aircraft. They will negotiate better slot positions at the various airports, and they will simply make it so that it is much easier to go to one of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 airports in Southern California, hop on a combined aircraft and fly to the Bay Area. Of course, I mean, why anyone would want to go there is, well, that's a different question. Much faster than the train. And it's like not even an hour flight or something like that. At which point people are going to be like, well, it's so much faster, and yeah, carbon, but it's a lot faster. And that's how they will do it. The only thing that will get in the way of this plan is if the state of California bans interstate flights, which they actually can do, right? Don't argue federal supremacy or anything like that. Within their borders, they can do it. So that's the only thing that would get in the airline's way. But unfortunately, California high-speed rail, it's just too far. It's just too far. Now, you're wondering, but Brightline. Very simple, different market conditions. And Miami to Orlando is, 230 miles? So you will be able to ride Brightline in less time once, the full FEC corridor is upgraded to a higher speed than you would drive. And there's going to be a lot of tourists in Florida who want to make that trip without renting a car or anything like that. Something that, how many tourists are going to do the California-Los Angeles thing? Probably not that many. And yeah, there are some, but it's different. It is different, what we have in Florida. So that will sustain Brightline. And people like me, let's just say, the word I always want to say is multi-homal, but that would be weird. Let's just say multi-residential, who might have vehicles, in both locations, and I don't want to drive. That's the one thing. I really hated driving to Orlando. So, yeah, I would even take the Brightline. So, it's different. It's just a different market. I'm not sure if this is a one or two-way street, but every car has been coming this way, but now there's one approaching me from behind, so let's just get out of the way. There's people in the water over there, and now there's something here. All right, this will probably be the end of this little walking journey. Then back that way in the little town, I guess we'll cruise around there a little bit. It is the Fred, I think, and it's a little resort. Probably won't be allowed in here, so we'll just walk up and take a peeky poo. Or is it Queen of the... Okay then. That was the Fred, a beach club here on St. Croix. I'm sure there's plenty of pictures online. Yeah, I didn't want to be the weirdo walking around with a camera. Well, I mean, whatever. All right, so let's just head back this way and check out the rest of the little town. And when I say the airlines will collude, I mean the big carriers, American, United, Delta, the ones with existing interline agreements. I'll throw Alaska in there. They will just create a very liberal interline between them, and you know, they will just alternate flights on bigger aircraft, and that's why they need the slot preferential. The slot preferences, yeah, they'll just trade quantity for quantity. Yeah, quantity of flights for quantity of passengers. That's how they'll get the faster service and almost a guaranteed arrival time. Would I go to a place like that back there, Fred's? I would not go on my own because, well, it's a pool with a beach and a bar, and that is not exactly uncommon back in Florida, so I don't really need to do that. There were a lot of crew there, so I guess this is their break from the ship. If I was traveling with people and they wanted to go, yes, I would, well, I would very reluctant, no, I'm not gonna say that. I would let them drag me along, but I wouldn't put up much of a fight. There's a guy sitting back there talking. I mean, I'm not gonna assume anything, but there is a cart over here with stuff, maybe homeless or just the kind that moves around a lot. And he's just talking about a lot of different things. And the one thing I noticed, he sounds a lot more, well, let's just say, smarter and more lucid, and has more intellectual prowess than your average Democrat politician. So yeah, Democrats, if you need a better candidate, you know, check this guy out. I'm walking along here, and this lady, I don't know if she's from the ship or not, but she points at me and said, "Oh, it's so tiny." She meant the camera. I'm sure she meant the camera. I'm absolutely 100% sure she meant the camera. She had to mean the camera. I guess we're heading down the scary back alley of Frederiksted. Well, it's only a block away from the beach. I think we'll be okay. I'm looking for, well, yeah, I'm looking for a bar, so judge me. We've done a little loop around town, heading back toward the water. We are still on a mission, so I'm trying to complete that. Not headed back to the ship yet, but there she is. And, you know, the wide angle, it looks so much nicer here. So, yeah, interesting question. So I am very passing, and I don't remember the circumstances. Maybe I'll tell you the story if I ever remember them, or if I use the joke again, but I do remember just having a casual conversation with somebody, and I just said, "Oh, I don't know, I haven't been with a woman in 30 years. And the look I got was of sheer astonishment while the gears are grinding away. He got it eventually, but yeah, that was super funny. Mission accomplished. No accomplices. Accomplished. A leatherback lager brewed right here on St. Croix. This will be one of the 3 local cultural aspects that I was going to experience, but I don't remember the other 2, so I think we'll take a pass. Well, here we go. The Leatherback Island Lager. Yeah, definitely the lager family. It tastes like, this is gonna be a weird thing to say, but it tastes like, you know, the water could be very silty, and that adds a, let me think for a second. It's not earthy. The flavor's not earthy. It's, all right, I'm gonna have to ponder this. There's gotta be a word for it. Okay, it is not bad. I'm not saying it's bad at all. It's that taste you get when you're playing in the sand pile as a kid, you know, and so the whole childhood memory thing, that kind of thing. So, yeah, it adds a nice uniqueness, and that's actually kind of hard to find in a lot of these things. Yes, quite enjoyable. I'm just gonna sit here, it's air conditioned. So the can says, born, brewed, and canned at Leatherback Brewing Company, Frederiksted, USDI. That is here, but the address on, well, Google was on the other side of the island. So, if they were here in Frederiksted, I wonder if the brewery has like a tasting room or something. I will, you know what, I will use something more reliable than Google to see if I can figure this out. I read very carefully because on the can it does say imported by Caribbean Crafted Imports, Pottstown, Pennsylvania. So I thought, wait a minute, are they importing this from PA? No, it's actually made here. Either way, mission accomplished. I had my local beer and it was very, very delicious. Like I said, you know, it has that very interesting flavor. It reminded me of my childhood and playing in the giant sand pit that great-grandpa would bring for us. So, oh boy. All right, I'm gonna end up back at the ship now. I have walked all the way down this way and done the loop around here. So I think I have one more stop and then back to the Valiant lady. Okay, princess and members of the court, I got sidetracked, surprise, surprise, but it gives me a good opportunity to talk to you about, briefly, situational awareness. So, what did I get distracted by? 3 guesses. You don't need 3 guesses because, yes, another brew. So, the other one I got was at this little shop. I'd already been into 2 places and they did not have it. And I thought, okay, it's there. So I got one. Very, very good. But I was coming by this shop, which I actually stopped in earlier, but I'm walking by it again, and I was just looking at all the things in the window, and, well, there was a sign for Leatherback. I was like, oh, okay. So I go in, I find a little cooler, and they have 4 varieties. I'm just going to try this one. So that's why it's so important to be situationally aware and take note of everything that you see around you, because you don't want to miss something. If I hadn't just, like, carefully looked at the window display, then I would not have found this, and I would have gone back to the ship without trying what I'm sure will be very delicious Diplomat. What is this? The Diplomat Chocolate and Vanilla Stout. Oh my God, does that sound good? And mystery solved. Yes, so here it says Frederiksted, but I was talking to the proprietor of the shop, and he did confirm that they are actually located on the other side of the island, where, oh God, I can't believe I'm going to say this, Google was right about the address. So I'm sitting here holding the can up to my face with the camera, making a whole bunch of like weird faces, like the one you should see in the thumbnail. And there's this lady over there looking at me, and I guarantee she's thinking, what the heck is this guy doing? In this lovely little courtyard, we can also partake of some of the local wildlife. Or food, I don't really know. Very delicious. Okay, so yes, I did note, if you watched my video on how to go ashore, the all aboard time, most important thing. So I have 2 hours to get back to the ship, which is right there. So I probably will barely make it. No, I will be way ahead of time. One more thing to do up here, and our day on St. Croix will come to an end, but a very successful day. So let's go. I want to show you something. Coasters, $5, and look, it's even got 3 inversions. Just a little side joke. No, we're not going to start talking about track length and lift hill height and the difference between LSM and it's linear synchronous motor and linear induction motor. Yeah, no, we're not going to be a coaster channel. We're just going to ride them and have fun and enjoy them, and then eat at the food stand next to the roller coaster. All right, well, we're about to pass through the super intense security check to head back to the ship. God, I hope they let me through. Breezed right through security, so yeah, I guess the disguise is working. We are not done talking about railroads. No, we're not. And back to Brightline, or just continue on Brightline. I've seen a number of videos on YouTube lately from people that are jealous of our amazing success in Florida. And yeah, they point out that Brightline's, it's not real high-speed rail. It's higher speed rail, and it's fast enough. And we'll get there. But here's the thing, it's actually operating. Then they point out that, Brightline, it's like the most deadly railroad in America. Okay, yeah, we get that, using existing infrastructure. Here's the thing, it's not a problem with the railroad because, and yes, you can tell me I'm blaming the victim. Well, because if you do not trespass and you respect the crossing gates, you will not get hit by a train. It's as simple as that. So it's not the train's fault. Don't trespass and respect the crossing gates. Oh, and know your vehicle limitations, because I have seen the videos where truck drivers, they try to cross and, well, they bottom out, or they become high-centered and then cannot make it across the tracks, and that causes problems. So don't trespass, respect the gates, and know your vehicle, and you will not get hit by a train. I predict, though, that they will start removing a lot of the grade crossings once Brightline becomes wildly successful. And that will be good for everybody, the train and the traffic. We are back at the Valiant Lady. Those 2 beers made me a bit hungry, so I think that's the first thing we'll do after we get cleaned up a little bit. And I just noticed the lady of the ship is different than on Scarlet Lady, so let's go check her out. This is the Valiant Lady. I never got a good shot of the Scarlet Lady because the only time I got off the ship was on Bimini, and well, she was tail in. So here she is. Now, what I want to know, and if anybody does know, let us all know down below, is does that mean anything, that little shape? Because it kind of looks like, I don't say a rocket ship, but like, it looks like that land, it looks like the vehicle that set the world land speed record in the clouds of smoke. Here's the thing though, if it really doesn't mean anything, then that's a huge missed opportunity, because I guarantee you, Disney would have made something, little nod, something, who knows, in there. Virgin, we're gonna expect something special with Brilliant Lady and then Resilient Lady. And that's our St. Croix adventure from the Valiant Lady. I'm so glad I went ashore and we got to talk about railroads. I tried 2 local brews, and I got to have a bonus conversation with you about situational awareness. A very important topic I'll probably cover more in depth at a later date because, yeah, it is very, very important. So, oh boy, if you like this kind of random content, I guess, cruising, islands, beer, trains, roller coaster jokes, I don't know, whatever comes to mind, go ahead and take that mermaid tail and slap that subscribe button because, well, this adventure hopefully will continue for a very, very long time, and I and the rest of the court would love to have you along. So it is now time to go and get changed over. It is a very bright day. I didn't put any sunblock on, hats, and this, I should be okay. But tomorrow, yeah, if I do feel a little bit of a tinge, that's quite all right. We can always, well, handle it then. And, oh boy, sleeping. You know what? That's when you always feel it. Sunburned in your sleep. Not something to look forward to, but if that happens after today, I can stay. No, I cannot stay in St. Croix. I can say that I will be and am very thankful for my problems.